Hello again. Today I'm actually going to show people the difference between people that have money that invest a lot of money and people that don't. There's actually something that I learned a long time ago, and I'm going to go ahead and share it with you here in a second. But it's one thing that stayed with me for many, many years. I basically learned this when I was younger, and you want to look at money this way. If you do look at money this way, it's going to be with you a lot longer than if you don't. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so basically money is viewed a couple different ways. There's a lot of people that get a bonus, and it's maybe $2,000. They get it from work. As soon as they get the bonus, they're kind of thinking, oh, this is kind of free money, so I'm going to go ahead and spend something. I'm going to go buy an Apple computer or something like that. And they go out and spend the money. What you really need to do is look at that money as being about $150 per year for life. So someone's going to, for $2,000, that's just, you just wrote yourself a ticket to get $150 per year for life. I'm going to go ahead and show you why that's true. And once you start understanding money this way, it's kind of fun to invest this way. But once you understand money this way, you can kind of build up your wealth. And over time, you'll become wealthy and hopefully you'll be able to pay yourself. So I'll go ahead and show you how this is all done. So stay tuned here and we'll dive in. All right, so stay with me here. This is going to make more sense when I get done with everything, so don't freak out in the beginning saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. Just stay with me. I'm going to show you how to do this. So basically, I have real estate up here just to begin with because with the typical real estate investment, when you have a lot of money, you can usually get around a 7 to 9% investment, return on your investment, And so that's fairly easy, fairly standard right there. It depends. It can fluctuate for sure. That's one example when you have a lot of money. I did recently put up some videos on certain monthly dividend stocks that are a lot less, they can be less risky, not maybe less risky than real estate, but maybe less risky than some of the more volatile stocks. And that's CGO, DNP, CHW. Those are monthly dividend stocks. This is just one example. They had carried a dividend anywhere from 7 to 12% per year. So that just goes to show you, like by putting money into, let's say, CGO, let's say you put the $2,000 into there. I think that had like 11% dividend per year. So you're going to be meeting what the goal is. The goal here is going to be 7.5% is what you want to do on your investment. So the reason I listed these is to show you kind of the differences, but 7.5% is basically what you need to kind of follow this system. And so remember I mentioned $2,000 you got for a gift, or not a gift, but a bonus. So let's say you have $2,000 for your bonus, and we can times that by basically 7.5% right here, and that's going to give you the $150 per year that I talked about. So this $150 you're going to make every year on your $2,000 investment, and that's going to go into the bank. Obviously, as you get more and more money, or let's say you sold your house and you're moving and you get money back from your existing house and you have a bigger chunk of money, obviously the math's the same. Here's $20,000 times 0.075 equals $1,500 a year. So again, $1,500 a year is not enough to live off of, and that's a lot of money to save. But I'm going to show you why in a second. It starts compounding on itself, and it actually makes it easier as time goes on. Now keep in mind that $1,500 a year may not seem like a lot, but as we go down here, $1,500 a year basically divided by 12, that's a monthly income of $125 for the rest of your life. So $125 for the rest of your life. You could be 25 or 20 right now, and you could die when you're 80, and you're going to get paid $125 a month on $20,000 if you put it in the bank and you get a 7.5% investment or a 7.5% return. So here's the math again. $20,000 times 0.075 equals $1,500. Divide $1,500 by 12. That's $125 per month that you will get for the rest of your life on $20,000. Now granted, $20,000 is a lot of money, but as you go through your career and you keep throwing money in, you might be able to get there. You might be able to get many times there, and then this income starts rolling in. But there's even more to it because it does compound. Now granted, I just want to show you some small examples. You might not be able to reach $20,000 right away, but let's say you get $500 from your grandma, a super nice gift, obviously. Most people don't give that much, but let's just say you got that for your birthday. Even at this small amount, if you times that 0.075, basically what you're going to get is $3,750 per year that you're going to get just from that $500. But again, it's for the rest of your life. It's not just for a very, very short time. And keep that in mind. That's the key there. So really quickly, one thing I wanted to show you, let's say you do get $20,000 in the bank, and let's say you're age 30, and you live to age 80. That's 50 years you're going to actually have that $1,500 coming in per year, and for 50 years. So over the course of that 50 years, you're making $75,000 on the $20,000 that you might have spent right away. So, and this is before interest. I'm going to show you what interest does in a second. So just with just spending that $1,500 every year and leaving the $20,000 in the bank times 50, it equals $75,000 versus $20,000. So right there, you've actually obviously more than tripled your money, but there's a lot more to it with compound interest. All right, so here's the last thing I want to show everyone. So basically, if you take a calculator like this, and you have there $20,000 like we had talked about that you finally saved up, and you times it by that 7.5%, the way you'll do this in a calculator is times it by 1.075. So if I click equal here, you're going to see it's going to be equal to the $1,500 plus the $20,000. So $21,500. It's exactly what we had talked about. Here's your $1,500. That's the first year. But let's just say you leave it in here for 10 years. So I'm just going to go, that's the second year, third year, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. So after 10 years, you're at, your $20,000 is now $41,220. And if you can imagine that, $41,220 times 0.075. So after 10 years, now you're making $3,091 per year instead of $1,500. So you've doubled your money. And if you let that go another 10 years, you'll pretty much quadruple your money. And basically, if you divide, $3,091, if you divide that by 12, after 10 years, now you're making almost $260 a month for the rest of your life for free. It's all free money because you're not touching the principal. So basically, the way I recommend doing this is next time you get, it doesn't have to be 20,000. It can be 1,000 here, 500 there, 1,000 there, 800 there. Play this game, put the money in the bank and only spend the interest and then leave a lot of the interest in there and let it keep compounding. Again, the key is getting that 7.5% return on your investment, which I know a lot of people are going to argue about. Don't beat me up over that because I know it's not easy, but just keep in mind that if you do that, this is where you'll be and you can make money for the rest of your life. Anyways, I do hope this helps. Please don't beat me up in the comments again. I always say that, but it's just some kind of tips I learned when I was, growing up, and it's stuck with me a long time. I know it's kind of overwhelming for people that don't have a lot of money to kind of think, oh, $2,000, $20,000, how am I going to get there? Well, it's something you have to just start at one point, and it kind of keeps compounding on itself. So keep that in mind. It's never going to be easy, but at the end of the day, when you have all that money start compounding and you can see kind of rolling each year, it's a great feeling. So just stick with it, and I think you'll do fine. And then one other thing, if you have two working incomes, let's say you're married, I am married, so let's say you're married. If you can actually do just for a couple of years where you actually just buckle down and spend one person's income and then you save the other income and you set up this kind of effect, it can stay with you for the rest of your life. Again, it can make you, so you can go out and afford a snowmobile each year or a four-wheeler or something like that because you're not spending your own money. So it does take, sometimes it does take that kind of an attitude where you have to actually buckle down for a couple of years. Other times you just have to save a little bit here and there and it's going to add up over time. Just depends on how fast you want to get there where it's going to be a substantial amount of money coming in. So just a tip. I mean, obviously, everyone that doesn't think they could live on one income when they have two people, they probably can. It's not going to be the same thing. They're going to be obviously eating in a lot more and not going out. Maybe buying beer instead of going to a bar or something. But you can do it, so just keep that in mind that it's definitely something that's doable. I know a lot of people that have done it. All right, well, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this does help you. I'm just trying to show people kind of how to open up their minds with investing. It's a huge hill to climb when you're thinking about it. I mean, obviously, $2,000, I'm only getting $150 per year for life. But obviously, once you do that once and you start getting the income coming back to yourself, it's easy to kind of keep building on top of that. So it's one of those things where you kind of learn how to do it once, and then it's kind of fun to invest later in life. Anyways, I hope this helped everyone. It's just kind of some tips that I've learned along the way, and I'll talk to everyone soon.